What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be reviewing Transformers Prime Legacy Deluxe Class Knockout. I'm super duper excited for this review. I'm going to try to make this a fast one because the last 3 times that I've tried to record this video, I've made it 12 minutes long. I'm going to try to make it at least 8. So, I'm going to get directly into the view. To the review, not to the view. Anyways, though, let's get right into the story for Knockout here. For those of you who know, this is not the original figure for Knockout. I have done some modifications, and I want to show them off today. So, before we get into Knockout, who's going to be the star of our show, let's get into the guest actor, who's going to be Jackpot. So, for those of you that do know, Jackpot and Knockout are practically the same mold. Knockout is a heavy retool of Jackpot. So the transformation is still the same. The endurances are still the same. There's a couple of things that are different, but when it comes to the plastic quality, they're still the same thing. So let's just turn Jackpot around right here. Let's turn Knockout around. So originally they had the exact same backpack, but that's where this trauma does unfold first. So let's go ahead and go to the Coconut Bowl of Wonders, which is this piece right here, which has pieces for other projects. So in the Coconut Bowl of Wonders, we can see that Knockout's car hood has completely been split in two. So it originally would have looked just like this, which is exactly what his looks like. And the reason for it breaking is that if we open up Jackpot here real quick, right here, you have 2 transparent panels. And you have a plastic hinge that is going between one hinge, which is a friction. So this will pop off. This will not break, most likely. But then this one right here, instead of this one being a friction, it has a pin going through it. Let's see if we can, let me see if y'all can see that. There you go. There's a pin right there. And because of that single pin being in there, if this piece or if these get transformed wrong somehow, or if anything gets pushed up against each other, all of that force goes directly into the pin and snaps the backpack. And that's exactly what happened with our boy Knockout. So, sadly, his vehicle mode was immediately disposed of because of this awful tragedy that set in. Because of stupid, transparent plastic tolerances. Joe Hasbro, stop being cheap. Transparent plastic is horrible. Stop. Oh, but that's my little TSA on how transparent plastic is bad. Don't do plastic, kids. Or don't do transparent plastic, kids. Let's just do that. Little alert. Anyways, let's get right into Knockout here. So as you can tell, I have done some things differently. So because of the way that the car hood broke off, I was able to get the door panels. So I took the door panels and cut them down to size, and I filed down the peg right here, this little tab, and turned it into a peg and made it weird enough to where it could plug into the arm and sit there very, very snug. For those of you that have watched Transformers Prime, you will remember that he did have door panels on the side of his arms. So I really wanted to capture that look in this figure, and I think it looks pretty good. They're a little bit big, but just considered a stylized version. There are going to be differences from the show, obviously, because I can't change the chest. Can't change the head sculpt, and I can't change the actual everything inside the chest. That's not going to be possible. So, this is somewhat a stylized version, but we're going to make it more accurate than the Legacy version. Because that's the figure that Knockout deserves. So, now that we've talked about the arm panels, which is a huge part of this figure, let's get on to here. So, because of the fact that the backpack broke, I took out this piece right here, which on Jackpot, it would have been this back piece that would have been folded out just now. And I glued this into the hinge to where it still can move, but it's moving on this right here. There is a pin that is going through this. I drove it through. Right there, you can see it. But then I super glued this whole thing. So on the underside, it's kind of ugly. Backside, it's fine. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind the super glue. It's okay. But because of the way that I did it, this is already a upgrade from the original. Because all of this force is being put on this tab right here, which just does a simple roll down feature. It just does a simple hinge. This is stationary, so this will not break. It's very simple. You don't put a pin in a transparent hinge. I feel like that's very simple. You don't do it. A friction is the way to go. Even though friction still sucks with transparent plastic, it's better than a pin. I don't know what they were thinking with this design. I honestly would have loved if Knockout could have gotten a new mold instead of just being a heavy retool. I think that kind of sucks that he has to deal with, I think this is the Jazz mold. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I kind of hate that they did that. I wish he would have just gotten his own mold and got rid of this stupid transparent plastic issue. Anyways, though, so now that we've talked about that, let's get into the accessories. Oh, one small mention. I did swap the torso pieces, which is this piece right here, and this piece right here. Originally, this red piece was on Jackpot, and this silver piece was on Knockout, which never made sense to me, because the silver goes right into the grill, which looks awesome. Like, that's a really cool view. And then the red goes right into the grill, which is also red, into the torso. This never made sense having red. Red's not in any way associated with this figure. It's almost like they got the torso pieces swapped around. I hated it, so I swapped them around. Jackpot looks cool. Knockout looks cool. Alright, so now that we've talked about the door panels and the backpack, let's get into the accessories. So for those of you that, this accessory is kind of a stretch, for those of you that watch Transformers Prime all the way through, you may remember Transformers Prime Beast Hunters, when Knockout and his gang of Decepticons were looking for the artifacts. Well, not Knockout, but Megatron and his gang of Decepticons. Our beloved Doctor here was able to find a sound repulsor. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he slammed it onto his arm, and it would shoot out sound waves and knock people back. So I thought that this thing right here looked oddly familiar, so all I did was just take this tab and put it into this hole, and it holds it very snug. Put the fist back down on it, and it looks like that he's, repulsing people away. So I think it looks cool. This is the weapon that Skipjack has that connects into his vehicle mode. I saw it, and I thought, man, that looks like that artifact. So, yeah, that was more of a reach. But I like it regardless. And then this one I made myself. It's a drill bit. I made it using Berserker's weapon, which, let me see if I can find it in the Cocoa Bowl of Wonders. There it is. Here's the other piece. It originally looked like this, with that on top of it. But I cut it to pieces, cut it to size, and cut a hole in the bottom of it to where this piece right here could snap into the plastic piece, which is soft plastic, so it just holds it very snug. And this is from the Blitzwing Trumpeter model kit. So very random piece, but it works out pretty well. And from most views, from most poses and all that, it does look very nice. There is a slight gap because actually it's not plugged into the forearm, it's plugged into the car panel. So it looks really legit, and I just like the way it turned out. So that has been it for my review. I didn't really go too in depth and give y'all every single thing. Because I'm going to change them up in the future. This is a huge work in progress. I'm planning to change his shoulders. I'm planning to add a little bit of paint. And I'm going to go ahead and claim it now. I think this is going to be the best Knockout bot mode on the internet. I hope that y'all have a great day. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And in the comments down below, if you have any suggestions on how I can figure out the shoulder blades, how I can figure out the back, maybe I can figure out how to rig up the back wheels or something, comment down below, and maybe y'all can help me. Like I said, there's a couple of things on here I'm a little bit lost on, but I'm sure that my geniuses in the comment section can help me down below. I hope y'all have enjoyed the video, and I'll make sure to see y'all next time. Bye.